Namaste, dear viewers, and a heartfelt welcome to this profound exploration of timeless wisdom that has the power to transform your life from the inside out. Picture this: in the sacred land of Vrindavan, over 5,000 years ago, Lord Sri Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, shares his most intimate teachings with his closest friend and devotee, Uddhava. This dialogue, known as the Uddhava Gita, is enshrined in the 11th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam, one of India's most revered scriptures. It's Krishna's final message before he departs the earthly realm, a compassionate blueprint for navigating the complexities of existence and attaining ultimate liberation. In our modern era, where anxiety, burnout, and digital overload dominate our days, these ancient instructions offer a sanctuary, a practical path to inner peace, mental clarity, and spiritual ecstasy. We're not talking about fleeting trends or superficial wellness hacks. This is a comprehensive system of yoga and meditation that integrates body, mind, and soul. Drawing directly from Krishna's words, we'll unpack it layer by layer, from the philosophical underpinnings that shatter illusions, to hands-on techniques for posture, breath mastery, divine visualization, deep absorption, the emergence of extraordinary abilities, and the heart-centered devotion that crowns it all. Plus, we'll bridge it to your everyday life with real-world applications and scientific insights. If you've ever felt lost in the chaos or yearn for deeper meaning, this is your invitation to awaken. Stay with me till the end. You might just discover the key to unlocking your true potential. Let's embark on this sacred journey together. To truly appreciate the yoga and meditation practices Krishna outlines, we must first delve into the profound philosophy that forms their bedrock. In the Uddhava Gita, Krishna uses vivid analogies to help Uddhava, and us, grasp the eternal distinction between the temporary body and the immortal soul. Think of it this way: just as a farmer plants seeds of barley or wheat in a field, watches them sprout, grow tall, and eventually get harvested by time's scythe, the soul remains the silent witness, untouched by this entire process. The body is merely the field, ephemeral, subject to change, but the Atma, the soul, is the unchanging observer, beyond birth, decay, and death. Krishna elaborates with even more relatable examples. Imagine standing by a riverbank, gazing at the reflections of sturdy trees in the flowing water. The reflections quiver and distort with every ripple, appearing to move wildly, yet the actual trees stand firm and motionless. Or consider the illusion when you spin around rapidly and stop. The world seems to whirl around you, but it's your senses playing tricks. The earth remains steady. Similarly, in deep sleep, dreams unfold with intense realism. You might battle dragons, soar through skies, or relive joys and sorrows, only to awaken and realize it was all a fabrication of the mind. Krishna points out that our waking life in the material world is akin to such a dream, enthralling, yet illusory, binding the soul in endless cycles of reincarnation because we mistakenly identify with the body and its senses. Delving deeper, Krishna describes the subtle body, or linga sharira, which includes the mind, intelligence, and false ego, as a vehicle that carries the soul from one gross body to another across lifetimes. But the soul itself? It's pure consciousness, eternally free, unborn, and indestructible. Entangled in Maya, Krishna's divine illusory energy, we forget our past existences, much like forgetting a dream upon waking. This forgetfulness leads to suffering, attachment to fleeting pleasures, fear of loss, and the perpetual wheel of samsara, birth and death. How do we break free? Through the very practices Krishna prescribes: meditation to discern the real from the unreal, and devotion to reconnect with our divine source. This realization isn't just intellectual, it's experiential, leading to profound liberation. Pause for a moment. Have you ever felt that quiet inner voice, detached from your daily dramas? That's a glimpse of the soul Krishna speaks of. Empowering, isn't it? With this foundation set, let's transition to the actionable steps that bring this wisdom to life. Krishna's yoga is a complete science of self-realization, blending physical discipline with mental purity and spiritual devotion to achieve union with the divine. It's far more than modern fitness routines. It's a ladder to transcendence. The journey begins with preparation, selecting a sacred space and adopting the right mindset. Krishna advises practicing in a secluded, clean environment, away from noise, crowds, and distractions, to foster introspection. Cultivate fearlessness by surrendering to Him, knowing that true security lies in divine protection, not worldly safeguards. Now, let's break down the first practical step, choosing your seat and posture, asana. Sit on a firm, level surface, neither elevated too high, which might breed arrogance, nor too low, which could cause discomfort. A simple woolen mat, deerskin, or kusha grass cushion on the floor works wonders, as these materials insulate against earthly energies and promote grounding. Assume a stable posture like Sukhasana, easy cross-legged pose, Padmasana, lotus pose, or even Siddhasana for advanced practitioners. Keep your spine erect like a straight arrow, shoulders relaxed, chest open, and head aligned. Place your hands in your lap, palms facing upward in a gesture of receptivity, or in Chin Mudra, thumb and index finger touching. Gently direct your gaze to the tip of your nose or between the eyebrows. This drishti, focal point, steadies the wandering eyes and calms the mind. Why such emphasis on posture? An aligned body allows prana, life force, to circulate freely through the nadis, energy channels, preventing blockages that lead to physical ailments or mental fog. For beginners facing stiffness, modify. Sit on a folded blanket to elevate the hips, or use a straight back chair with feet planted firmly on the ground. Avoid extremes. Too rigid and you'll tense up, too lax and drowsiness creeps in. Common mistake, hunching forward, which compresses the lungs and scatters energy. Instead, imagine a string pulling the crown of your head upward, elongating your spine. This setup not only enhances physical comfort but also symbolizes upright moral living. With posture mastered, you're primed for the next vital element, breath control. Feel the anticipation building? Let's dive in.